MCU Collective, Antonio, Rashad. Follow us on all the things. Phase 4 is officially ended, and we want to talk about what were our worst to best. Phase 4, theatrically, it was Black Widow, Eternals, Shang-Chi, Multiverse of Madness, Spider-Man No Way Home, Thor Love and Thunder, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. If you have your own list, cool. Put your list in the comments and we can talk about it. Either way.
One disclaimer too, I think I would like to make. I don't know if you feel the same way.
Okay.
Just because it may be a certain movie that we have maybe lower than what other people may think, that doesn't mean that we think the movie sucked. We just think compared to the product that Marvel has given us that it wasn't on that level. Does that make sense to you, Rashad? Or
Oh, definitely. I mean,
definitely okay.
it's yeah, this is a very much a biased opinion
Yeah.
centric type thing. All this stuff. This
Yeah.
is, I mean, and I'm basing my list off of replayability.
Mm-hmm.
What movie had the most emotional tie for me?
Mm-hmm.
And like what movie also like made the most sense to me? Like those are kind of like my like loose factors for this. So
Mm-hmm.
you may have some other reasons, like was it visually stunning, or like did you like the actor or actress or whoever? Like, but for me, that's kind of how I'm basing mine off of.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're gonna
And of
start at.
and of course, we're not just going to just say the movie and then we're done. No, we're going to give
No,
you
no,
our
we're
reason.
going, yeah, of course, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, we're gonna explain some of this too.
All right.
So, number 7, what you got?
Number 7, Black Widow.
Okay, me too.
Black Widow. Um, I'll just say this. I think maybe this would have been better as a series, as a mini series, than
Yeah,
than a movie.
yeah,
Than a movie.
yeah.
And no disrespect to Natasha Romanoff. I know, Black Widow, and I know I guess they want to do it because, well, you can't even say that because her and Clint Hawkeye were the only ones who didn't have a movie who were from the original, Avengers cast, as the original Avengers. So yeah, I think it might have been a little too late for it, a little too late for the movie. And where it fit in the grand scheme of the MCU really didn't, in my opinion, really matter. Only thing that you could say mattered was at the end when the end credit scene when we got a chance to see Val, and that led into you know the Hawkeye series. Other than that, hmm, movie was not gonna say forgettable, but replay value. I ain't gonna lie, I only seen it once.
Yeah.
Haven't even looked at it again. I saw it. I saw it in the theater, and then when I was like, "Oh, it's on Disney Plus now," I watch it again. I'm still saying I'm gonna watch it again, and I haven't yet. So,
All right. So I watched it in the movies too.
mm-hmm.
For me, and it's sadly because I really feel bad for I don't feel bad for millionaires, but for Scarlett Johansson, like they really could have, if they would have done that like between like Black Panther, maybe like right after Civil War,
Mm-hmm.
like it would have been really dope. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? If it
yeah,
had like actually fit into the actual timeline of the
yeah.
MCU, it would have been really, really dope to see that. Cause the thing that I didn't like about it is like I didn't really care what she was doing in between, like after Civil War.
Right.
Like that time for me was like whatever. If they would have made a movie that looked at her the 5 years between the snap, you know what I'm saying?
I
Like
would have dug that.
that would have
Yeah,
been dope because
yeah,
we could have had so much stuff. We could have
yeah,
had her dealing like actually exploring like her depression.
yeah,
Her actually trying to find Clint. We could have had
yeah,
Ronan in that joint too, and him just
yeah.
like just killing everybody for fun. Like we could
Right.
have had a lot of stuff. We could have had her having interactions with like other people in the MCU that were still there during
Yeah.
the blip. Like it could have been conceptually could have been an amazing movie, but I know that's
Right.
not they didn't want to do that, so it's like whatever.
And And also too, like an end credit scene could have been leading up to showing who Ronan was, the whole time trying to figure out who the Ronan persona is, and then you finally the end credit scene shows that it's Clint. You're like, oh my god, she was trying to, you know, fight her dude, what I'm saying, get her dude the whole time. So yeah,
Yeah.
also too the villain, Taskmaster.
I don't really feel like there was really like a villain like
Well,
Dreykov was
Dracoff was
like
the
the real
villain.
villain.
Right, Dracoff
And
was the real villain. But I just think they could have done Taskmaster better than what they
even like
did.
man, I'm like, oh, this Dreykov's daughter. I'm like,
Mm,
okay, like all
yeah,
right, like I get it.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let me tell you my number six.
Oh, here we go.
Number six on the list was Eternals. Eternals is number six. What's your six?
Believe it or not, Eternals.
Okay, so we two for two.
2 for 2.
All right. So Eternals for me, I think this movie had, to be honest, out of all the movies, had the most potential.
Yes.
And
Yes.
going into Eternals, I was like, yo, this movie could like really shift and change a lot of things. And going and like and starting off,
Mm-hmm.
I say, oh man, because the first it was like a base like a epilogue explaining in the beginning and the bang and basically talking about how the energy and of course the energy is encapsulated into the
Yeah.
what's the thing the
The Infinity Stones.
yeah, Infinity Stones. I don't know why I was
Uh,
thinking something else. Anyway, yeah.
uh,
So like all that, so that whole thing of how power is an exchange. That whole thing, like I was like, yeah, this about to be really good
this could have been like for my religious people, almost like a book of Genesis.
because that's what it was like. I
It
mean,
is so,
it's
and
just
that's what
because
I
there's so
was
much
thinking.
biblical allegory in the thing. It could
Right.
have just
And
been that.
yes, it could have been like, in the beginning, say MCU type stuff, whatever. It, like you said, it had the most potential, and the most potential without the payoff. Without the payoff,
Yeah,
you know. And I guess another problem I have right now is there's a giant damn Eternal in the
dog.
in the middle of the Indian Ocean, and we're acting like we're not in, like, none of the movies have even like brought that up or anything at all. Like,
It's only was like basically like as like an Easter egg in She-Hulk, and that was it.
yeah, right. That's it. It's coming out of the ocean. You think Namor would have said something about this, or something? You know what I'm saying? You would have thought that Thor might have said something. You would have thought, like, even, like Thor would, it have been mentioned in Thor along with maybe the Guardians of the Galaxy, because we know that nowhere is an eternal head. It has nothing. It has basically, like, yeah, it's just a big marbleized now marbleized now space robot, space Jesus robot in the middle of the ocean, and we're just going to ignore that. So yeah, it's most potential, but what I'm saying, with the least payoff. I don't know how they're going to bring the Eternals back in the MCU. I know because we saw what happened with the main, oh god, what are those, what are they called, Rashad? My mind just went blank at it.
Celestials.
The Celestials. Thank you. The Celestials. The main Celestial took a couple of the Eternals away, and so I don't know how that's going to come back, but we'll see.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, man, like I'm not really sure where it went wrong. Like for me, because it really wasn't like a pacing issue,
Mm,
or it just was like story wise. Like I just wish I don't even know. Let's be honest, I don't even know how they could have made it a better film. I really
yeah,
think they did the best. Chloe Zhao did the best she could with what she had, and because
yeah,
visually, like I love how the movie looks.
yeah.
I love the design of the Celestials themselves. Like that
Yes.
was it looks spot on.
Mm-hmm.
It's just was like the I feel like I can't watch that movie anymore. Like you know what I'm saying, like I can't go back and watch it. I tried
Mm.
to, said this ain't working for
I
me.
haven't watched it again yet. Again,
Yeah,
so
I
I
can't
said I'm gonna try. I said I'm actually going to try, maybe during the holidays.
I
But
can't even
yeah,
play it as background. It's like, nah, man, this ain't really
yeah.
working. Like, Yeah, it just was too. I feel like that ensemble cast. It was a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if they could have broke them up or something. I don't know, man.
And
It's
it would have been nice if you would have, like, you saw how some of Celestials, some of the things they've done over the course of, Earth's history, how, I'm saying, it's things they've done that affected the rest of the world, rest of the world. But I wish you could have saw a little bit more. Like, I would have loved to see, like, of course, we saw with Fasto, he's the one who actually created the atomic bomb, and he was in the middle of Hiroshima and just like mourning, like, I can't believe I made something like
mhm.
I don't know if you've seen it, the fan made art floating around where they were saying, like, they would do another Black Panther movie, but kind of like, or a series where it was basically like
Yeah, with
the
Bashanga.
first with Bashanga and
Yeah, I have seen that. Yo,
And
like,
Fasto is like the, saying, with the vibranium and stuff. Oh man, it would be awesome. So I think that would be awesome. Just Kevin Feige. Hey guys, you see what stuff people are bringing you. So let's try to make it happen. So yeah, that's great. So far we are 2 for 2.
super two. All right. Now I'm gonna be super honest.
Uh huh.
My 5 through 2,
Mm-hmm.
it could be they can go in any order. Like
I
I,
could
I
say that
had
too.
like I really had to sit down and like, all right, and commit.
Yeah.
All right, so
Um.
what's your
I,
number 5?
woo. So I put it like this for you. My 1 and 2 are can go either way for me. So there's a lot. 3, 4, and 5 for me was like kind of like the what I'm gonna do here. All right. So for number 5, and I'm still like even in my mind right now, just looking at this list, like, can I check? I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Thor: Love and Thunder.
Okay, my number 5 is Multiverse of Madness.
Okay.
All right, go ahead
Okay.
and explain.
Okay. Thor: Love and Thunder. I like I said, not that I didn't like the movie. I really did like, what I'm saying, the movie. Um, I guess I think the Jane Foster becoming, saying, female Thor, I think could have been explained a little bit more, and they could have done a little bit more with it. But like, god dang, it's the hype of it all, and then it's like, okay, she's gone. Because I thought I heard at one point that Chris Hemsworth was trying to be done playing Thor. I don't know how true that was. And I was like, well, this could have been a way for, saying, hey, saying he move on from playing Thor, and you stick with Natalie Portman as the new Thor or whatever. But what have you, the movie was cool. Don't get it twisted. I like the movie. It was cool. It had a lot of fun parts in it, like when he gave the powers to the kids, so he gave them, like, the God of Thunder powers or whatever. And like I said, my 5, 4, and 3, I really was like, back at like
Yeah,
they're interchangeable. So I don't
yeah,
want people to think I did not like Lord. No, I really did like the movie. It's just that right now I think 3, 4, and 5 for me super super interchangeable. But that's what it was for me for Thor and Love It. I just felt like it could have been just a little, gave me a little bit more.
yeah. I feel the same way about Multiverse of Madness, and I'll
Okay.
preface this with I absolutely hate on Doctor Strange, the
The first one.
first Doctor Strange. Like I
Yeah.
hate it. It's just
Yes.
Tony Stark with magic, and they really was on some paint by numbers with that script. However, visually stunning. I'm glad I saw it in the movie theaters.
Uh
Like
huh.
I can't take it away from it. Like they at that time during Phase 2, that was the best looking movie that they made.
Yeah. And I saw
Uh,
that in IMAX too. So that was,
Ooh, I know that was
yeah.
great. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like story wise, I'm like, dog, like, anyway,
Mm-hmm.
I really like this movie. All
Okay.
right. I saw it twice in movies. So I'm
Okay.
not just saying that. Like I like it.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones above it, like I like a little bit more on most days.
Okay.
So the thing I did not like about this movie, and even when I went back and rewatched it, is and the problem with the movie is Wanda. Wanda is the problem with the movie.
Okay.
And her heel turn is so fast that
Mm-hmm.
it does not give the audience enough time to really appreciate her breaking bad.
Okay.
And that's my only issue with it. Everything else is cool. America Chavez is cool. All the scenes is cool. Sam Raimi directing it before his Sam Raimiisms. Don't care about none of that. And they had the opportunity to do that, but they got cut out. You know what I'm saying? Like they had the scene basically where 616 Mortal, of course, at the end, and this would also answer what is Mortal doing. He was still actively trying to find people with magical,
Mm-hmm.
using magic,
Mm-hmm.
too many wizards. So she was actually confronted by Mordo, kills Mordo, puts Mordo's head in a basket. You know what I'm saying? In
Who
like
you
in a
talking about?
box. Yeah,
Wanda?
yeah. This was
Okay.
a cut scene.
Uh-huh.
Put Mordo's head in a box. Strange goes to find Wanda.
Mm.
Wanda explains what's going on, why she's trying to get Chavez, and also what will happen if they don't give her America Chavez, and shows
Wow.
him the box. So that would have explained a whole lot of stuff. Even going back to the beginning when they have the like the poster art and stuff. When I guess when the first movie, like Moto is in the
Yeah.
actual poster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a cut of this movie or early cuts of this movie where that scene was there and they cut all that out. So if
Give
they
us the
had,
rain. Give us the Raimi cut.
nah, please don't say that
No.
nonsense. If play this, if that edition was in there,
Uh-huh.
that would have easily been two for me.
Okay.
But because they don't do a well enough job explaining why Wanda is going so mad over somebody else's kids in the multiverse, because that part was like, yo, like these aren't your kids, and then they scared of you anyway. I'm like,
Right.
that don't make sense to me.
Okay.
That's my
Okay.
only gripe.
I got you. Okay. All right. That's cool. So that was, so
Five
because
and
like I said,
five,
we five, what I'm saying, we differ in five, but like I said, my three, four, and five could be interchangeable, especially four and five.
and that's what I said about my five and two are rough. Like
Okay.
it, yeah, for real.
Okay.
Like it's like very small things. I'm really nitpicking at this rate. All right, so
Okay.
my number four is Shang-Chi.
My number four is Multiverse of Madness.
All right, let me explain Shang-Chi real quick, man. We talked a lot about almost Versus Madness, so I can see why you like
Uh-huh.
it. So, all right, Shang-Chi for me, best fight choreography, the probably one of the better introductions of a new hero. So it's probably one of the best origin stories
Mm-hmm.
that we got. You know what I'm saying? Because they did a really good job of intercutting um present and flashback. They did that really good in this
Yeah,
movie. One of the
great.
better uses of that I've seen so far. And it doesn't
Yeah.
break or it doesn't like, like, oh my God, we're going back. Like, nah, like it made sense.
Mm-hmm.
And even their prologue explaining the 10 rings was really good. It
Yeah.
just shows you Wen Wu
Yeah.
and how he been busting heads for the past 1,000 years. Like all
Thousand
that,
years.
like I
Yeah.
love it. Like all that was really,
Yeah.
really good. The thing that I cannot forgive about this movie is Aquafina. I'm sorry, like do not feel her, yo. Like I don't like Aquafina in this
You
movie.
know
She's not
what?
funny to me.
You
I
know
don't like
what?
her black scent. Like, I just
I
don't.
think I I think Aquafina has really rubbed black people, the culture, like really, saying really wrong. Like, and I say that because of one of a movie that came out over the last 3-4 years that I love. Judge me if you will, judge your mama, I don't care. Is Crazy Rich Asians. And like I love the movie. And I tried at the time, girl I was dating, I tried to get her to watch it. And she was like, yeah, it may be good. I can't watch that movie. And I'm like, she says, Aquafina's in this movie. And I was like, oh, I was like,
Yeah,
like I said, I get
yeah.
it and I understand it.
I felt
You
the
know,
same way.
uh,
I never watched Crazy Rich Asians.
I'll say this, Rashad. It is a really good rom com movie. It's really
Yeah,
good. It's good.
I heard it was really
He's
good.
like, yeah, I heard that. I'm just still
You
not
know
gonna
what I'm
watch
saying?
it.
Like and good for the Asian community. They got
Yeah,
a hit out of that over,
yeah.
over in America. Also, um, what else I didn't like about that? That and the ending. I didn't like the end fight. Like the end fight was trash. Even giving Aquafina the ability to hit the dragon, the killing blow for the dragon was trash too, because she's been the most
So basically, let's go ahead and say the problem with the movie was Aquafina.
100%.
Okay, I got you.
All right.
All right, so I said, my number four was Multiverse of Madness. Um, visually, good God, stunning, like just a visually stunning movie, especially the multiverse jump scenes were just out of saying out of this world crazy.
Uh-huh.
Seeing that stuff and seeing how what I do agree with the whole Wanda turn and everything. You like it really didn't make a whole lot of sense considering how WandaVision ended. You know how WandaVision ended and everything like that. Like you would have thought it would have took a little bit longer, or else an explanation on why she's snapping and she's trying to find, what I'm saying, her kids, even though she knows that
Uh-huh.
those kids are not real. So with that, and also too, of course, the big reveal that everyone knew was going to happen with, what I'm saying, the Illuminati, and you had all the Illuminati folk up there with, John Krasinski playing Mr. Fantastic.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to getting X-Men, X-Men up there, Professor X, and like basically he was the 1990s cartoon version of Professor X.
Essentially,
He
yeah.
basically it was the same yellow wheelchair for thing and the same like suit that he would wear with the green jacket with the blue black stripes
And they
tie,
played the played the motif as
right?
well.
And they played it, when he came out, Patrick Stewart for that, and then also a shout out to bringing in what's her name, Captain, when she um God, I'm tearing up today. What is her name? Captain
Captain
America's
Marvel.
girl. No, Captain America's
Oh, Peggy
girl.
Carter.
Peggy Carter, Peggy Carter coming out as Captain UK Britain, whatever her name is, in the thing. So I really liked it for that, and I love the whole multiverse jumping, helping put on that. Hey, there's so many levels to this MCU universe that we got here, and I think we're going to get even more multiverse jumping from that, than also dealing with Loki and stuff like that. So that was kind of why I felt, what I'm saying, Multiverse of Madness at number four. All right.
Cool. Cool. All right. So
Here
what's
we
your
go.
number three?
My number three, Shang-Chi.
Cool. My number three is Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh,
All right, go ahead and talk about Shang-Chi real quick.
okay. Shang-Chi for me, when it first came out, I was interested in, Shang-Chi. Thank God they didn't call it the karate, Mr. Karate or whatever his name was in the comics back in the day or whatever. But
Oh,
it was
God.
great. Like I said, fight hand to hand fight scenes, good God, top notch, especially the bus scene and everything was top notch.
Uh-huh.
Um when they went into the land of Tao Lo, whoa, visually amazed, visually stunning, even with the dragons and everything like that.
It's great.
Shang-Chi, I like Shang-Chi because it made me want more. Because I really wanted to see what that demon was that was being locked up, you know what I'm saying, behind the mountain. I really wanted to see that full blown. We never saw that. And then
Uh-uh.
two, I really wanted to know, at the end of the movie with the Easter egg, like with Wong and Banner, bringing them along, being like, "Hey, do y'all know what hell is going on out here?" Type stuff or whatever. Like that really intrigued me, and then too, I dug the story, and I'm a fan of the whole Ten Rings thing anyway, so I felt that was pretty dope as well. So
Yeah,
that's why
yeah,
that's
conceptually, like the Dweller in Darkness was a dope idea.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, and the fact that it was just like depicted as just a dragon was like,
right,
dog.
right,
It's almost like the Jaws effects. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
yeah,
always scary that you don't see the monster.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But yeah.
So
So Spider-Man: Away Home for me, great. I'm
mm,
gonna tell you this, and this is very much a nitpick.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this in the movies twice.
Mm-hmm.
Loved it both times. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I end up seeing it again at home. I can play it in the background. It's pretty rewatchable. The only thing that really separates like this from maybe like my number two and my number four is just the fact that just a lot of stupid decisions to be made for us to get to the point of the movie. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really blame the characters. It's just how they wrote it. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, Doctor Strange just being so cavalier about everything. And oh yeah, what's this? What's that? Like that whole scene, in order for the actual multiverse to break, in retrospect, is
Mm-hmm.
crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like that
Yeah.
actually happened. That this grown man did not ask the questions that he asked after the fact up front. You know what I'm saying? So I was like I get it. You had to get to that point, but like for me, I was like, yo, this is wild.
I guess for me on that part is I just felt like that is naturally Doctor Strange thinks that he can fix anything and he's that I can fix anything. Oh, what repercussions, whatever. He's just as arrogant as he was before he got his powers and he was doing surgery and stuff. And that's how I just looked at it with him with that.
Yeah, that's like the only thing that I was really
Mm-hmm.
like looking back at. I was like, yo, this whole thing could have really been avoided. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And also the fact that he got outwitted by a 17-year-old, you know what I'm saying? In the mirror dimension was like, yo, they when I mean they sidelined him during this movie, it was funny. And the fact that also another crazy thing too is that he made Spider-Man get the other people as well. Like Strange could have just did this and also sent his people to do that as well. If it just to keep the Spider-Man of it going, they had to have a lot of Spider-Man doing stuff. But Doctor Strange could have killed this whole thing in a very short amount of time. But I understand why they had to do it. And of course they wanted to bring in Tom and Andrew, you know what I'm saying, which was probably the best fan service that we've got in a franchise in a long time. You know what I'm saying? But like again, I understand why. So
Okay.
other than that, man, Spider-Man No Way Home is a really good movie and a great reset for the character.
Okay.
All right, so what's your on two and one?
I just did. You went first.
Oh
I
my bad.
went
Oh my
first.
bad. Oh my
No,
bad.
no,
My
no,
bad.
don't,
All
don't
right.
try to flip it. That's
I did, yo. Real slick. All right. So my number one, of course, is Black Panther Wakanda Forever. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Don't get upset with me, get upset with your mama.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, number two is gonna be Thor Love and Thunder. So let me explain my Thor Love and Thunder before you get to yours. Because we already talked about everything, and we can just end on Black Panther because I know that's no more for you. Anyway,
Is it?
Thor Love and Thunder. I had so much fun watching this movie. It's like you said. And then for me, it's I can rewatch this movie. Like I played this in the background so many times already. And just like the first Thor Ragnarok with Taika, there's a lot of small things that I catch every time I watch it that are
Mm-hmm.
making funny for me again and again. That makes me want to rewatch it. Like I can watch Thor Ragnarok at the drop of a dime because there's so much funny stuff in it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Even it's something as small as Tessa Thompson's physical acting. Like she is so good at just saying a lot without having no dialogue.
She's
You know
just
what I'm
good.
saying?
Period.
Okay. All right. All right. But yeah, like her and just even Jane Foster's storyline, I digged it. I even liked how they kept her very awkward and trying to figure stuff out as it was
Mm-hmm.
going on. You know what I'm saying? Like I really a lot of people don't like Thor Love and Thunder for some reason, as I'm just
Mm-hmm.
finding out over
Yeah.
the break. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, awesome. Go ahead, son. Sorry.
All right. So my number two, Spider-Man: No Way Home, and my number one, of course, is Wakanda Forever. Hate your
Zoop, zoop,
mama.
zoop, zoop,
Zoop zoop
zoop,
zoop
zoop,
zoop
zoop,
zoop.
zoop, zoop, zoop.
Hate your mama. We've already sung the praises of Wakanda Forever and how
Yeah.
great and touching it is. I'm not even gonna
Got
go
three
there.
videos on the channel for that. You know what I'm
Yeah, three
saying?
videos. Check them
Go,
out.
please go back and check.
For me, Spider-Man No Way Home, it just emotionally just came to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, like this dude, like, his life was basically ruined, you know, basically ruined by Mysterio. And and everyone finds out it's him and everyone's on his case and this and that. And he's just like, look, man, I just want things to go back to normal. Say go back to normal to being the way, saying the way it is. And he goes to Doctor Strange and they try to make a spell. And like I said, Doctor Strange is Doctor Strange. He's arrogant, super arrogant, always, saying thanks he can fix anything, and that's like one of his major flaws. You even saw that in Multiverse of
Multiverse of
Madness.
Madness.
That's one of
Yeah.
his major flaws, and I think that's he realized it there too. But because Multiverse of Madness came after No Way Home, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, I think Multiverse of Yes, it came after No Way Home. So I think
Yeah.
around the time he kind of realized that, hey, I can't fix everything, but he's still trying to. So and then like the fact that at the end of the move to fix everything, of course the fan service with the other Spider-Man, which means that Tobey Maguire and Garfield are part of what I'm saying, the MCU now.
MCU.
Also shout out to, because I liked the first Amazing Spider-Man with Garfield. I liked the first one. Second one, I wasn't too much of a fan on. Definitely not. But I did like the first one, and I think this is a good way.
He's all
I think
right.
it was a good way for him to, what I'm saying, to kind of redeem himself. He redeemed himself well in this one. And then at the end of the movie, the fact that, hey man, I wish nobody knew who I was. And it's like, there is a Spider-Man. They know it's a Spider-Man. The Avengers know it's a Spider-Man, but no one knows that it's Peter Parker, and he's basically starting from scratch. Aunt May's dead. Happy don't know who he is. His girl, what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
his
like
girl
she,
and his best friend at
and that's
MIT,
for MIT.
probably
It's
with
like,
Riri Williams right now.
yeah, all right, Riri Williams. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure, like, she has, I think, echoes of this person because she's wearing the pendant and stuff. But it's just like he can't.
Where did I even get this from? You know what I'm
Yeah, where
saying?
did I even get this from? Like, she doesn't even know it. So that's why, for me, I think that movie, besides Black Panther, touched the most feels for me. You know what I'm saying? Feels for me.
Yeah, and for me, like Black Panther was the most emotional movie for me that I've
Mm-hmm.
seen this year.
I told people I
Uh,
cried. I
yeah, I
cried. Yeah.
definitely cried. They got me at the end.
Yeah.
They got me.
They
Yeah,
got me in the
so
beginning, then they got me in the daggone end. So,
yeah, they got me bad. I said, oh boy,
mm-hmm.
not Tucson. All right, so, but yeah, man, that's the top seven. I only had seven moves for phase four.
Yeah.
We're gonna come back next week and talk about the
Disney Plus
Disney
show.
Plus shows.
Woo!
Yo, like that's gonna be
Woo!
super hard.
That's gonna be hard. That
So
is.
Disney Plus shows, plus the specials. So we're gonna
Oh,
talk
we gonna
about
add the specials to
yeah,
them
yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah. They in there too. Might as well.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
MC Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. If
Man,
you haven't,
I'm gonna have to really watch. I'm gonna have to. God dang, take time on that one. I'm gonna have to start researching that right after this too.
yeah, yeah, definitely. If you haven't seen those, go back and watch them. We're gonna definitely
Yes.
recap that. Finish up this phase four talk, man. But that's all we got for today. Like I
Yep.
said, at 20 franchise, at Hanging with the Jones, underscore the Joneses on IG. We will see you guys next week.
Peace out, y'all.